Hello dear students, today we are going to discuss about immunity, which belongs to chapter number 8.2. Every day we are exposed to large number of infectious agents, that is disease causing agents or pathogens. However, only a few of these exposures results in diseases. Why? Okay, dear students, generally we have a system known as immune system which protects us from the pathogens. This is due to the fact that the body is able to defend itself from most of these foreign agents. This overall ability of the host to fight against the disease causing organisms conferred by the immune system is known as immunity. So, immunity means fight against diseases, which we have a particular system known as immune system. Immunity is of two types, generally innate immunity and acquired immunity. Dear students, generally these two kinds of immunity we obtained in at different positions. For first one is innate immunity, is also known as natural immunity, which we obtained from or by birth. But acquired immunity we developed after birth by taking some immunization process or vaccination process. Okay. So, first of all, we may go through this innate immunity. Innate immunity is the non-specific type of defense or non-specific immunity. That means, dear students, if any kind of disease-causing organisms enters into the body, so here natural immunity or innate immunity protects us. So, that's why innate immunity is also known as non-specific immunity or non-specific type of defense that is present at the time of birth. This is accomplished by providing different types of barriers to the entry of foreign agents into our body. Innate immunity consists of four types of barriers. These are: first one, physical barriers; second one, physiological barriers; third one, cellular barriers; and fourth one, cytokine barriers. So, first one that is called physical barriers. That is, skin on our body is the main barrier which prevent the entry of microorganisms. So, first barrier is the skin, which prevents the entry of microorganism. And again, the mucus coating of the epithelium lining of respiratory system or respiratory tract and gastrointestinal system or gastrointestinal tract and urinogenital tract also helps in trapping or catching the microbes which entering into our body. So, that is physical barriers. Second one is physiological barriers. See here different types of liquid type substances or like acid in the stomach, saliva in the mouth, tears from the eyes, etc. all helps in prevent the growth of microorganisms. Next, third one is cellular barriers. Certain types of leukocytes like polymorphonuclear leukocytes and monocytes and natural killer type of lymphocytes in the blood as well as macrophages in tissues can phagocytose and destroy the microbes. Fourth one, cytokine barriers. Here the infected cells or virus infected cells secretes proteins called interferons which protect non-infected cells from further viral infections. Okay. Next one is acquired immunity, 8.2.2 acquired immunity. Acquired immunity, on the other hand, is pathogen specific. It is characterized by memory. That means, suppose if we visit to a new place, suppose if any kind of things which causes problems to us, then particular for that kind of substance, our body develops antibodies, and from that moment we developed inside our body, that is antibodies. So that type of response is called primary response. So after some days, when we may go through, or after some day, if we go same place in any other time, then at that time we cannot develop that kind of symptoms, because we have already memory cells like antibodies. So dear students, for particular pathogens or particular antigens or particular foreign particles, our body develops particular antibodies for them. Okay. So acquired immunity, on the other hand, is pathogen specific. It is characterized by memory. This means that our body, when it encounters a pathogen for the first time, produces a response called primary response, which is of low intensity. Subsequent encounter with the same pathogen elicits a highly intensified secondary or anamnestic response. This is ascribed to the fact that our body appears to have memory of the first encounter. The primary and secondary immune response are carried out with the help of two special types of lymphocytes present in our body or in our blood, called B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes. The B lymphocytes produces an army of proteins called antibodies, which helps in protection or response to the pathogens into our blood to fight with them. These proteins are called antibodies, but the T cells themselves do not secrete antibodies but help to the B cells to produce antibodies. Each antibody molecule has 4 peptide chains, 2 small light chains and 2 longer heavy chains. Hence, an antibody is represented as H2L2. Different types of antibodies are produced in our body, like immunoglobulin A, immunoglobulin M, IgE, IgG are some of them. Okay. Because of these antibodies are found in blood, the response is also called humoral immune response. This is one of the two types of our acquired immune response, that is antibody mediated. The second type is called cell mediated or cell-mediated immune response or cell-mediated immunity, CMI. The T lymphocytes mediate CMI. Very often, when some human organs like a heart, eye, liver, kidneys fail to function satisfactorily, transplantation is the only remedy to enable the patient to live a normal life. Then a search begin to find a suitable donor. Why is it that the organ cannot be taken from just anybody? What is it that the doctor checks? So here, dear students, during transplantation of organ, the recipient blood group and the donor blood group should be matched. The recipient tissue and the donor tissue should be matched. Cells also should be matched. After that only doctor prescribes for the transplantation program. Grafts from just any source, an animal or another primate or any human being, cannot be made, since the grafts would be rejected sooner or later. First of all, tissue matching, blood group matching are essential before undertaking any graft or transplantation process, and even after this, the patient has to take immunosuppressants all his or her life. the body is able to differentiate self and non-self, and the cell mediated immune response is responsible for the graft rejection. That's why only the patient or the recipient always should use immunosuppressants, because sometimes the donor which given the organs also rejected by the recipient's other organ systems. That's why the recipient always use immunosuppressants. Clear? So here from this topic you have to draw this diagram up to at least 4 to 5 times, and label the parts very clearly. Okay, so practice this one. So from these topics you have to draw uh, the life cycle of plasmodium, and second one is structure of antibody molecule. So your task is to draw two diagrams, that is life cycle of plasmodium and structure of antibody molecule. Next is 8.2.3, that is called active and passive immunity. When a host is exposed to antigens, which may be in the form of living or dead microbes or other proteins, antibodies are produced in the host body. This type of immune system or this type of immunity is called active immunity. Dear students, when anything enter into our body, then our body recognize it and produce antibodies. This type of immunity is called active immunity. Active immunity is slow and takes time to give its full effective response. Injecting the microbes deliberately during immunization or infectious organisms gaining access into the body during natural infection induce active immunity. When ready-made antibodies are directly given to protect the body against foreign agents, this is called passive immunity. So dear students, if ready-made antibodies are introduced into the body of infected person, then this type of immunity is called passive immunity. Do you know why mother's milk is considered very essential for the newborn infant? Yes, because this milk consists of colostrum, which is highly rich antibodies, or which is consist of abundant antibody, that is called IgA, to protect the infant. The fetus also receives some antibodies from the mother through the placenta during pregnancy. These are some examples of passive immunity. Thank you, dear students. From next class, we discuss 8.2.4 vaccination and immunization. Thank you.